All right, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into the story. Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, tell him. Soulja Boy has been ordered to pay out $4 million to a Jane Doe who sued him for sexual assault back in 2021. We in 2025, y'all. So obviously this took 4 years to go through the court system. And I don't know, Soulja Boy thought that it was going to go away, but obviously it did not, okay? So according to some courthouse news and some court papers and court records, a jury arrived at a decision on Thursday, April 10th, decided that Soulja Boy must pay out this money to Jane Doe. He is liable for the claims of this intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and non-payment of wages. I hear non-payment of wages makes me think, okay, this is a former employee, somebody who was working with him. Let me sidebar for a little bit before I get back into this. You know, when you're a superstar like Soulja Boy, right? There's a lot of females that are going to come your way, thinking that they could throw a little bit of coochie and get to stardom. Now, you got to be super careful about who you hire and about your mannerisms. And not only that, you got to keep your dick in your pants. And you got to keep yourself professional at all times. The thing is, a lot of these rappers or a lot of these entertainers, they start feeling like they are God Almighty himself after a while. And the money and the power and the fame and the yes men around them kind of gets to them. So they feel like, every female that comes around me takes the panties off or at least shift them to the side and let me get a little bit so you're no different kind of thing. But every now and then, there's one who actually, she just came to work, man. And she don't want no parts of what you got going on, right? But she could find herself subjected to that. This is a double-edged sword. This is a demon with multiple heads. I'm not saying Soulja Boy is guilty because I wasn't there, but I'm not saying that the female is lying either because I wasn't there. Well, they did, however, dismiss her claim of false imprisonment and constructive discharge. So they dismissed a part of her claim, but they awarded her $4 million anyways. Honestly, I don't think she cared about the part of the claim that got dismissed because, end of the day, she walked away with more money than what she thought she was going to get. He reportedly smiled as the verdict was read. Soulja Boy might have like $100 million stacked up somewhere. If you got 100 and you take away 4 from it, you do the math, right? You got what, 96 million left? I'm not in his finances either, y'all, so I don't know how much money he really got. But I'm just saying, I would not be smiling at a verdict that says that I am guilty of sexual assault. I would not be smiling at a verdict that commands me to pay out $4 million. I could think of 4 million things I could do with $4 million. And paying somebody who accused me is not one of them. So the plaintiff's attorney, remember, she sued him as a Jane Doe, which means nobody knows who she is. She about to take this money and go live her best life. She probably pull up at Memorial Day weekend in Miami right next to all of us in a Lambo truck, and we won't even know that's her and how she got that money to afford the luxury lifestyle she out here on South Beach stunting. Anyhow, her attorney, who goes by the name of Ron Zambrano, said that during closing arguments the day prior that his client deserves to be awarded, get this, $73.6 million over the alleged trauma that she endured. Now, I got to tell y'all, lawyers have a tactic, right? And the tactic is this. If you want 10, go for 100. So I guess they applied that. They wanted about 4 or 5. So they went 73.6. And the judge says, or the jury says, nah, you're not getting all that. I don't even think Soulja Boy got $73.6 million. They would have to end up owning his rights to all his music catalog, every damn thing. You know what I mean? So they go ahead and give her 4 out of his pockets. He could probably afford that. The attorney said, quote unquote, he raped her. He punched her. He kicked her. He cut her. He pointed a Draco gun at her. For those of y'all who don't know what a Draco gun is, that's a baby AK-47. He locked her in her room. He told her, I hope you die slow. These are the words of her attorney. Whether this is true or not, you gotta believe that it sounds bad. A black man who is known to brag about his Draco, actually calls himself Draco sometimes. Here you are facing these types of accusations. It's a serious situation. And as y'all know, Soulja Boy done served some time already. He got that under his belt, ex-convict type. He also been out here wilding a bit and claims all the time that he been in these streets. The lawyer added by saying, if you don't believe my client, don't give her $1. But if you do believe her, give her everything. Well, we can't tell if the jury believed her or not because they gave her $4 million. He said if you believe her, give her everything. And if you don't believe her, don't give her nothing. They gave her a little bit of what she was asking for. 70-something million reduced to 4. I'm telling you, if you ain't never had money before and you walk away with $4 million, you just hit the lotto a whole bunch of times at once. The attorney also criticized Soulja Boy's attire while he is attending court. Basically, he was trying to say, this is a person who really does not care. This is a person who really thinks he's above the law. It wasn't an act, a 4-week act with glasses and a suit. The act you're being asked to buy. Unfortunately, my client did buy it. It's why she went back. So I guess Soulja Boy showed up to court in a suit, in glasses, and the lawyer for the alleged victim is saying, all this is an act. He doesn't even dress like that. Right now, he's just trying to look professional, trying to be sophisticated. He's really an animal, I ask that you don't fall for the man sitting over there with the fake glasses on, trying to convince you that he is incapable of the bruises you've seen, of the cuts you've seen, and of the text messages that he sent. I'm assuming they showed all the text messages and stuff in court. Soulja Boy's lawyer now, Ricky Ivy, he of course tried to defend Soulja Boy. He hit back at the woman's sizable demand for damages by saying her claim for damages is grossly exaggerated and unfounded, just as her allegations are unfounded and unsubstantiated. In other words, Soulja Boy's attorney was saying, this bitch lying. The lawsuit was initially filed in 2021, and it accuses Soulja Boy of sexually and physically abusing a woman who has been in his employment since 2018. So if she was getting abused like that, sexually, physically, why did she stay from 2018 to 2021? He cut her. He punched her. He kicked her. He raped her. He locked her in a room. He forbade her to leave. He did all that stuff. And you stayed there for years? I'm starting to see a pattern here. I'm really starting to see a pattern here. Yeah. Anyhow, the lawsuit alleged that on one occasion, Soulja Boy punched her so hard in her head that she lost consciousness, blacked out, only to wake up in a locked bedroom with no mattress, no food, and no water. Stop the cap. Are you telling me Soulja Boy knocked her out and kidnapped her and held her hostage? Do you know how many years in prison that brings? This must have been a civil suit because if this was a criminal case, we would have heard about the years he was looking at. Civil is about money. criminal is about getting justice and sending somebody to prison. For those of you who don't understand what that is, right? So on another occasion, it said that when she tried to quit and leave the job and leave her employer, which is Soulja Boy, he locked her in a room for approximately 3 days against her will with no water until she was coerced into not leaving him. That trial had been going on for almost a month, with text messages between the pair were all shown in court. One message that was allegedly sent by Soulja Boy to the woman said, "I hope you die slow." And her attorney and her are saying that's the message that was sent when she was locked in that room for 3 days and she was in there trying to get a little bit of food and a little bit of water. But if somebody kidnapped you and locked you in a room, why would they leave you in there with your cell phone? So you can call everybody in the world and tell them, hey, Soulja Boy got me in his house locked in one of these rooms. Send a SWAT team. I don't understand that. Anyways, y'all got to make sense out of this nonsense. Soulja Boy lost the case, and he has to now pay $4 million to this young lady who nobody knows who she is. Do you believe that Soulja Boy did all this? I'm not going to say, do you believe he's capable? Because I think anybody is capable of anything. I don't put nothing past nobody. But do you think that this young lady told the truth, went through this experience for real? Or you think that she twisted a story and got her some Benjamins? Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv /Hot Topics TV. You already know. If the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.